few moments ago on the boys' side, West Forsyth showing that they're going to rebound from last year's disappointment in an 11-win season by picking up their 5th win already this year with a 63-57 victory over Lanier.
I think what was most impressive about that game was their ability to win without their senior leader, Will Moore, who can score really anywhere on the floor. He's their presence offensively and defensively. So I was really impressed with them picking up the win. Grace Smith, 20-plus points in that game. Really impressive all around.
I agree with you on that. I mean, Will Moore did not even play, and Will Moore, their leading scorer and probably their top player, no doubt about it, committed to Marshall. Been out with a shoulder injury last year, coming back this year. They get him back full strength, 100% healthy. That's a West Forsyth team that could make a deep run into the state basketball tournament.
100% agree with you. They got 9 seniors on that roster, a bunch of players that have the experience now from last year and the year before when they made the Sweet 16. So I agree. I think they're moving in the right direction, 5-1 now on the season.
And 2 great coaches here in this matchup as well. For Baldwin, you have Kizzy Walker, a graduate of Baldwin High School, so she is a coach at her alma mater, was an All-American, a Naismith Small College Player of the Year, inducted into the Georgia Southwestern Hall of Fame, has done a tremendous job with that program, battled and lost a region rival Griffin in the state championship game last year.
What's so cool about that matchup last year is they played each other 4 times. So they have a lot of experience. She said that it kind of still hurts to this day losing to Griffin, but, you know, they are back for kind of revenge this year and look to get it going and have a good start to the season and hopefully make a big run. And
this Norcross team is starting to pick up some momentum after losing their opener at McEacher in 37-35. Coach Ashley Clanton, who led them to a state championship in 22, state runners-up in 23. They've now won 5 in a row, including last night when they blew out Meadow Creek in their region opener 68-23.
Yeah, great game. And as I mentioned before the show, Candace Peterson, she had 20 points in that game, and Janiyah Atkins contributed 16. They're now 5-1, playing some of their best ball. And as I talked to Coach before on the start, she talked about kind of just their roster and about how good they are in the front court.
Well, 3rd game out of 4, and now the home teams take the floor for these last 2 games. Norcross girls here, the Norcross boys coming up in what should be a fabulous final game of the 4, taking on the Douglas Astros, who are top 1-2 in the state in 3A.
Yes, and they made it deep last year all the way to the semifinals against Cedar Grove last year.
So here we go. It's Norcross and Baldwin getting ready to get things started here. Braves are 4-1. Started the season 4-0 until their loss against St. Francis. That was on November 25th, so it's been a while since the Bravettes played.
Yes.
And the opening toss is going to be won by Baldwin. They'll start on offense. And that is Madison Ruff, their senior point guard, who brings it across to run the offense.
Really good player on both sides. Their head coach mentioned just her defensively and how she's kind of the force and gets them going.
3-point shot off the mark by Jasmine Williams, and here comes Norcross. And we're going to have a double dribble call. Kate Seide double dribbles and a turnover on the Blue Devils.
Yeah, surprised she didn't pass it to her outlet there on the right side.
Second possession as Baldwin brings it across. Open the season with the 64-36 win at Campbell. Drive and an open lane to the hoop.
Rough.
Madison Ruff scored 398 points last season, averaged 12.9 a game. She's at 14 a game this year.
Nice ball movement right there. Find the open player.
Baseline jumper open but missed. And here comes Baldwin. And a reach-in foul on Norcross. That's going to go against Cadence Peterson.
Junior guard. Can't wait to see what she's going to look like offensively in this game.
Peterson averaging 6.5 points, 6 rebounds per game. Inbounds comes to Cassidy Neal in the paint. Neal in and out. And Norcross with the rebound. Fast break opportunity, up and in off glass. Nicely done by Janiyah Akins.
Yeah, great job there on the fast break, getting to a spot. Nice floater, hitting it off the backboard. Easy bucket right there.
Janiyah Akins, just a fun player to watch. Folks going to enjoy watching her at 18 points per game, 4.5 assists per game.
Just do a little bit of everything.
Offense is going to run through her. There's a look at her numbers, 3.3 steals per game, too. She pretty much does it all for the Lady Blue Devils.
No, very impressive. I mean, sometimes you see guards just scoring only, but she does it on both ends, being able to play hard defense as well. See a guard in this inbound against Ruff right now.
And the ball ends up in the hands of Neal, and she puts it in with the left hand. Cassidy Neal.
Great job getting the ball there.
12.5 points, 9 rebounds per game, over 2 steals per game. And a steal here by Baldwin. Run out opportunity, and the layup is blocked.
Great hustle there.
Saved. Incredible defensive play right there by Norcross to not only get the block, but also get the save from going out of bounds. Corner 3. And we have a Norcross player down, and it does not look good.
Baldwin player. That is Jasmine.
Yeah, yes, Baldwin. Jasmine Williams, the senior guard, their senior 2 guard, having trouble getting up.
Yeah, kind of slow to her feet right now. Went down on that last possession when looked like she was trying to drive in and got blocked there. Hopefully she's okay.
It's hard to tell. Obviously, it's something with the leg. Might be the ankle. Might have turned the ankle a little bit on that block attempt when she was going for the layup and had her shot blocked. And so Jasmine Williams will come out of the game. She's going to go immediately. Looks like she's going right to the locker room.
Yeah, not wasting any time.
Well,
right
going to the trainer's table, yep.
It looks like checking in is going to be Zachariah Pascal, number 14.
Pascal, the senior guard. And an offensive foul is going to be called on Baldwin. Janae Walker called for that offensive foul, so that's going to be number 1 on her.
Something to keep note of. It looks like Baldwin's in the zone right now. Norcross doing a good job just moving the ball, rotating it around, trying to get an open shot.
Akins takes the 3 and hits it.
And if you want somebody taking a shot, it is her. Nice, sweet-looking stroke by her. 5-4 lead right now early in the game for Norcross.
Blue Devils up 1 after the 3 by Akins. Ruff brings it across. Working on the dribble, spin move, contact, whistle. And we'll have...
So that was a travel potentially.
Wow, looked like a clean spin move by Ruff to me, but the officials saw it the other way. Ball comes back the other way. Norcross and Akins on the dribble.
Yep, she's the leader, the fortune on this offense. Like they're trying to get the ball around right now.
Seide goes down to the baseline. That's Justice Fitzgerald. She's a transfer in from Roswell. Ball to the corner and a corner 3. That's Peterson the miss. And the rebound controlled by Neal.
I think just defensively for Baldwin doing a good job, just making the shots tough for Norcross, making them have to go to multiple reads and progressions on the offensive side of the ball. No comfortable shots so far.
Up high, they go down low. High-low action there. They pass out of it. 3-point attempt by Pascal is off the mark. And here comes the Blue Devils.
And an opportunity right here in transition, up right there in that corner.
Seide goes low block. Pass was too high. Under 4 minutes to play, opening quarter. Norcross with the 5-4 lead.
Yeah, I think a great thing about both of these teams is just how good they are and how sound they are defensively. So
we have double fouls called, 1 on each.
You don't see that every day.
So Peterson for Norcross is called for the foul. And I think that was Morgan Ruff who was also called for a foul.
Yes.
Great ball handling there, absorbing contact, got the shot off, but Madison Ruff couldn't get the shot to fall. Akins comes back the other way. Seide passes up a three.
Deep shot right there from Atkins.
Wow. Shania Akins with another three-pointer. She's got 6 in the game.
Talk about range. That's seeing it right there. Definitely not an easy shot. We're going to get a screen and roll right here with Atkins and Walker.
Ruff the shot. Rim out on the three-point. Offensive rebound put back and missed by Walker.
And
back up again.
Great job by Janae right there. Staying on the boards, getting the rebound, putting it back up, creating the second chances for her team. Great job right there.
So Walker comes up with the big three-point play opportunity right there by just using her muscle underneath to get that offensive rebound and put back. Completes the three-point play.
Yeah, she is a problem. She's averaging 9 rebounds per game. So Norcross definitely has to be aware of that at all times on both sides.
Seide three-pointer. Rebound controlled by the Lady Blue Devils. Akins gets it back and launches the three. Seide down on the deck fighting for it. They'll call a jump ball. It'll be Norcross's possession.
Seide doing a good job of just staying on the glass. A lot of long rebounds. Seeing Norcross hustle to the ball, create more opportunities. So good job by them. Not giving up after the first shot.
Seide is a young woman that can fill it up. Hit 5 three-pointers in their victory against Brookwood.
Yes, she can definitely shoot it. She's gotten some open looks so far. She's been passing it more so, though. But hopefully she'll start letting it fire from deep.
Yeah, they blew out the Broncos. Second game of the season, rematch of the 7A state final back on November 14th. Beat them 63-30. Akins, three. Rebound Seide on the other side. Battle for it. Down on the deck. Jump ball.
It's the third rebound on this possession, so doing a really good job.
So the possession arrow now pointing the other way. It'll be Baldwin's ball with 1:59 to play in the quarter. Lady Blue Devils a year ago, 29-3. The Region 7 7A champs at 12-0. Lost to Brookwood in the state final, 43-39. But they've won 4 state championships in program history. 3 of them coming under Coach Angie Hembry. And then Coach Clanton got one herself in 2022.
Yeah, it's a historic program. You can just see it by all the banners all over this team. Great shot right there. That's Madison Ruff, the point guard. That's 5 points so far for her. Did a good job just commanding the offense. 2-point lead right now. Pretty good one. There she is on defense.
Intercepted by Ruff. Ruff the drive, stops. Too far underneath the basket. And the Lady Blue Devils come away with it.
Good defense again by Baldwin right here, forcing the turnover. So to slow it down right here. Now, Matt, I know you've been calling basketball for a long time, so I want to get from your perspective. What do you think the addition of the shot clock has just meant to high school basketball, especially here in Georgia? Do you think it's helped the game? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Oh, absolutely. I think the shot clock addition was, well overdue. I think it brings an element to basketball, brings the game up to par with everybody else. Everybody else in the world is playing with the shot clock at the college level, pro level, of course. I think it's a great addition. And, of course, other high school programs in other states were doing it already. So it's something that you're going to get if you continue playing basketball. I think everybody's accustomed to it, watching basketball. And quite frankly, they're a little bit shocked when they have a game and they don't have it.
Yes, sir. Looks like it's going to be the final possession. The first
Seide, top of the key three. One final chance here for Baldwin with 4 seconds to play. Ruff gets across, loses the dribble, and that's going to be the end of the quarter.
Very impressive first quarter by both teams. Good defensive play by both. Very impressive.
8 minutes in the books. Baldwin on top, 10-8.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting six figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back. We're going to do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
Baldwin 10-8 lead on Norcross as we head to the start of the second quarter. It's very interesting here. Baldwin playing up. They're a 4A team playing a 7A team in Norcross, and Coach Kizzy Walker, makes no bones about it. She says, we want to play the bigger schools because it helps us get ready for our region. As you take a look at the day so far here at the Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Basketball Classic, presented by Georgia Careers, ConstructionCareers.com, and the big win by River Ridge to start the day, and then the nail biter as West Forsyth beat Lanier in the boys game.
And I think that goes back to your point, just playing up and playing the tough competition early and making a really tough non-region schedule definitely helps them. And the reason why they've been able to make these long and deep runs to come postseason time.
Really feels like they don't get challenged enough in the region that they play in. Ironically, though, it was a region opponent that they played for the fourth time and met in the state championship game last March. Akins comes out of there on the steal, and she gets tied up. They will call that a jump ball, and the possession arrow is going to send the ball back the other way.
Great job right there from Ruff. As her coach alluded to, Kizzy Walker, she gives 100% on defense and on offense. Their captain this year plays hard on both sides and really helps make other players better. I mean, you're seeing it right there, just getting in the middle, stopping the transition break right there for Atkins.
So Madison Ruff will bring it up. She's already signed to play with Mount St. Mary's. Interesting choice for a young lady from Milledgeville, Georgia, Mount St. Mary's. I was joking with Coach Walker about it. That's a long way from home to go play college basketball.
That definitely is. It's definitely going to be an adjustment for her, but I know she's more than prepared. But, yeah, she actually made her commitment about a month ago. So,
a player that Coach Walker said, if I had three of them, that'd be great. Corner three, Seide nails it.
Number 14, Kate Seide.
Finally got one to go there.
So Kate Seide with the big three-pointer. You see your numbers on the season, 6.5 points per game, a couple assists a game, and shooting 50% from the floor. But as we pointed out, this is a young lady that can really hit the three-pointer when she gets going. Ruff, a deep three, and a long rebound for Norcross as they are up by one with the ball. Low block it goes. Fitzgerald underneath, and she's going to be called for 3 seconds.
Great job right there, just bodying it up, using her body. Janae Walker right there, not giving her any airspace or any room to be able to get a shot off. You're going to see it here on this replay. They're going to just take away the space right here, right? Keep her feet going, not commit a foul, keep the hands up. Great play there defensively from Walker.
Now, that's a situation there, Najee, where her teammates got to come help her. Got to come bail her out. She's in a tough spot there. She's got nowhere to go with the ball, so someone has to come and help her get rid of the ball.
Definitely. That's what you call in basketball, coming to the basketball, creating a way where your a teammate can find a passing lane.
Walker misses. Rebound. Controlled by Norcross. to the corner, and Seide. Skip pass, nearly intercepted. Dribble drive and the pull-up. And Walker with the rebound and throwing some elbows around, and she gets fouled on the play.
Another great job by Walker right there, right? Contesting the shot from Akins and then being able to get the board and giving her team back the ball.
You know, and I said throwing elbows around, but she's doing it in a legitimate way. She's not throwing her elbows high, not at anybody's head. She's just trying to clear some space from the defenders around her, and they committed the foul. In the corner, and
so we got a foul.
Yeah, we had a foul away from the ball. Illegal screen.
Against number 21 for Baldwin.
So that's going to go against Cassidy Neal. That's going to be number 1 on her. Seide, wing three, hit it.
Seide starting to heat up. That's 6 points right now. That's 2 threes in this quarter.
Yeah, she has 6. Akins has 6, and it's a 4-point lead for Norcross.
I think going forward, too, especially for the season, that helps Norcross. You got Akins, who's your floor general, who can do a little bit of everything, and then you got Seide, who can hit those threes. That's going to be valuable, especially come tournament time and region play.
Canny commits the unforced turnover. So side out of bounds, and you saw Seide there talking with her head coach, Ashley Clanton, who was a star basketball player herself back in the Midwest. Akins puts it on the floor, floats it up there, and nearly got the bounce. She's got such a great touch, even on a shot like that. Keeps bouncing on that rim. You got the feeling that it's going to go in, even though it didn't on that occasion.
Yeah, it looked like it nearly was down on that one. But good job right there, penetrating the zone and getting to her sweet spot with the floater. Just a little too much English on that one.
Neal puts it on the floor, driving the baseline, using her body, and 1.
Love that by Neal right there, right? You're going to see it on this replay. Nice job dribbling with her left, putting her on her back. Finishing through contact.
Got a nice handle for a post player.
That she does. I think that's kind of been the proliferation of the game as well. You see more post players being able to have a handle. You see that especially in college, especially in NBA levels as well, WNBA.
To look at her, you would not think that as a post player, but Coach Walker says, I'm very confident and comfortable if she brings the ball up the floor.
Yeah, and you can't say that every day, and that definitely helps because when you get those fast breaks and those long rebounds, you can push in transition.
Akins off balance and
Number 23.
Ooh, she's a special player.
Akins, she will to the line, shooting 1.
Let's look at the replay right here. Nice job going to the right, penetrating, getting swiped right there, finishing through contact. Wow, what a play there.
No doubt, nicely done. She's got 8. Now she has 9. 9 of the Blue Devils' first 16 points in this game. Farmer comes off the floor for the Blue Devils. They go into their full court press. Let's see how Baldwin handles it here.
Got to get it up the court.
They do get it across in time. But then pressure on the trap, ball on the floor, turnover. Norcross comes up with the steal.
Great job right there. Ball denial, ball pressure right there from Norcross, switching up their look. And I think that's key, too, in high school basketball. It doesn't get talked about enough. You got to have different defensive switches when you're guarding. You can't just run a zone or the same coverage all day. You have to mix it up and do different things.
Norcross has outscored Baldwin 9-2 in the quarter. Down low, up and in. Feed from Seide. Justice Fitzgerald, who averages 9.5 points and almost 10 rebounds per game with her first bucket of the game.
Yeah, you're seeing Norcross right now kind of finding the groove. Like you said, 11-2 in the quarter, 11-2 run. See how Baldwin can kind of answer this possession. I think you got to start with getting the ball to Neal on the block.
Yeah, Baldwin absolutely has to get some consistency also on the offensive end, and they've got to handle the pressure. They haven't shown that they can handle the trap yet.
They have not, and I think Mike said, I know she's on the break, but as you see coming in right now, getting Walker back in the game, getting Madison Ruff.
Justice Fitzgerald this season, as we mentioned, she's nearly a double-double per game and shooting 47% from the floor.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. But here we are right here, get the starters back in, and I think you can kind of see them be able to handle the pressure a little bit better, especially with Ruff, their senior guard.
Mariah Valerie back in the game. She averages 6 points, close to 7 rebounds per game as Fitzgerald comes off the floor. Cassidy Neal on the drive, dropped it off inside for Walker, gets the bucket.
Yeah, you see it right there, her creating the offense. We mentioned before, creating off for the dribble, setting up the pass, easy bucket right there for Janai Walker.
Got to have more of that.
Certainly.
19-14 lead for the Blue Devils. Aiken splits the defense. Nice pass to Seide. Good ball movement. Akins gets it back for a three. Bam!
That's 12 points now for Akins. That's got to be, 2 threes. I just love how Norcross is just moving the basketball. Playing unselfish, getting into the open man.
Yeah, just keep rotating, make that defense keep shifting until you get Akins open. She's hit 12 points already. Her per-game average is 18.
And open in the corner.
And they get a shot in the paint instead from Madison Ruff.
I think an underrated part about Walker's game is her ability to pass. And I think something to watch going forward for Baldwin is when they go deeper in the season, right, you're going to probably see more double teams for Neal and Walker. How will their shooters look throughout the season? Can they hit those three-pointers and those mid-range shots that you just seen from Ruff?
Not to the end. The funny thing about it is Coach Clanton says even when Akins is not shooting well, she's going to get you 15 to 20 a game.
That's the best of both worlds, right?
And she's shooting the ball well today, although that one clanks hard off the back. But no one there to block out, and they get the offensive rebound and putback from Lancaster.
Yeah, I think you see the difference right now. Norcross doing a good job of hitting the boards, creating second chance opportunities. We've seen this possession earlier in this quarter, had 3 offensive rebounds on 1 possession, so they're doing a good job of crashing the boards.
7-point lead, and Walker on the baseline.
Good job of getting created right there by Ruff. Nice mid-range off the block right there from Walker.
Up to 7 points in the game. 5-point lead for Norcross. And foul is going to be called on Walker. And I believe that's going to be her second. Second personal foul on Walker. So they'll have to keep an eye on that. Not foul trouble yet, but could become that.
Yeah, she's going to have to be careful at the end of this quarter right now.
Seide took her eye off the ball, let it go right through the wicket. So that's a little bit of an opening. When you get those kind of opportunities, when you get a failed offensive possession from Norcross, Baldwin needs to cash in and convert on the offensive end.
Certainly. I think you got to think, too, with this zone to be able to break it a little bit open and run a little bit of pick and roll. As you see, Atkins such a great defender, averaging 3 steals a game. I think one-on-one is not going to work right there. She's just too good. It's a tough shot.
Yeah, Madison Ruff using her body to get the shot off, and then Neal on the other side with the offensive put-in.
Yeah, great job right there from her, just getting the board and converting right there.
Baldwin's crept back to within 3 in our final 30 seconds of the half. Akins, long-range 3. This time off the iron. Another offensive rebound, Lancaster. And then stepping inside the arc, the miss by Peterson.
Great job right there on the boards again. We'll see if they try to push or go just one possession right here for Baldwin.
Going to take the 3 right now and miss it hard off the backboard. So Norcross ends up getting the final possession perhaps. Akins dribbled it off her foot. Doesn't do that very often. 5 seconds to play in the quarter.
Here's Neal.
Neal
spot.
And misses, and that's going to be the end of the first half.
Nice first half. 24-21 lead right now for Norcross. Good defensive game from both teams. Both teams playing really, really well.
Yeah, very fun first half, fast-paced action. And Janae Akins, putting on a show. She scored 12 of the Blue Devils' 24 as we head to the locker room.
To check one.
Welcome back. It is halftime at Norcross, and the Lady Blue Devils with a 24-21 lead on Baldwin here. Game 3 out of 4 in the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Basketball Classic, first ever edition. And let's send it down to Craig Sager.
All right, welcome back. It's time now for the IBEW coaches interview. We're going to highlight our finale today, Norcross against Douglas. Coach, you returned Toby, but he's a point guard. Talk about just returning him and having that kind of coach on the court.
Sure, yeah. So Toby Ojoku is a young man that started pretty much every game for us last year as a junior. He's the one player that we returned that had, any type of significant experience. So anytime you can put a kid like that on the floor, especially as your point guard position, it helps with everybody else as they try to catch up and get used to what it means to play high-level basketball. So, but he's done a great job. He's an extension of what I expect, and he does a great job as a leader. Obviously, he's a very talented player as well. But it is a situation that we're very fortunate to be in. If you're going to return, one kid, you want it to be your point guard. So he's done a great job so far in that role.
You've called him a traditional point guard. So, how key is that? Just using your size, your talent, but just to have that guy that's able to distribute.
Yeah, at the high school level, each year every team is a little different. And this team is playing a little bit different than we have in the last couple of years, but I think it accentuates what Toby can do because he is a little bit more of a traditional point guard in the sense that, he's a vocal guy. He gets to spots. He, recognizes where mismatches are. He plays a lot more under control. A lot of times in different levels of basketball, your point guard is sometimes closer to a shooting guard. And I think Toby is a little bit more of a throwback type PG where he likes to defend. He likes to, run a team and operate in the half court.
Yep, and your team, like a lot of others, you're replacing a lot of guys and fitting in new pieces. So how does it compare to previous seasons just with the turnover? And then what has it been just early in the season trying to get the team to gel together?
Yeah, I think, every coach in the state, kind of goes through it at the beginning of the year where, especially if you lose some guys that played valuable minutes for you, it takes a while for everybody to kind of get used to their new roles. But one of the things that we're really working on right now through these first 5 or 6 ball games is specifically what it means to play at a program like Norcross and what it means to other programs that play Norcross. And that's one of the things where, a young, inexperienced player may not be quite ready for the intensity of a game or the competitive nature of a game. And that's kind of what we're working on right now is just understanding that you're going to get everybody's best shot. You have to be a competitor. You have to play confident. You have to play through some adversity as well.
Certainly. And then Douglas, they also have some new pieces. Noah Treadwell, I know Coach Rogers says he might be the most pure shooter he's ever coached. So how do you just neutralize that defensively with your size, just having an opponent with a big, sharp shooter?
Yeah, well, I would agree in that assessment because that's what we have on the scouting report. You can really stick it. So, we have a long, rangy team, and we'll throw a couple of different defenses at them. Both teams played last night, so I know that legs will be an issue. So I really think it's going to come down to the team that, can execute early until everybody kind of gets loose and getting them down the floor. But, we're expecting a really tough game, and I know Douglas is a great team and a good coaching staff, so we're ready for the challenge.
And then when do you feel like the season really picks up? Because Norcross, obviously, a school that's great at football too. You got other programs around the state also, but is this kind of once December hits, this is when the season really kicks off?
Yeah, again, each year is different. Some years we have more football guys than others. This year the football guys practice for the first time on Monday. We still don't really have everybody because now they're taking some visits and things on the weekends. But so I think, probably mid-December around Christmas is where everybody has kind of set those rotations and roles have kind of been established, and you really kind of start to see what your team truly can be.
And then Norcross, one of the rare schools where you guys have swept titles before, boys and girls. And so what's it like just having kind of that goal in the preseason with both programs, knowing that they're going to play before you at most of these outings, just the success you've seen from them throughout the years?
Yeah, well, Coach Clanton is an amazing coach and a good friend. I've learned a lot from her. In the 3 or 4 years that she's been here, her teams compete and they set a standard. In practice, we're waiting for them to get off the practice floor, and you can hear their energy and their discipline and their focus, and it's good for our guys to kind of see that championship level, being displayed in the girls program as well. So we're really lucky to have such a high quality girls basketball coach and girls basketball team in the program, because it helps everybody just raise their own levels, I guess.
Yep, and then let's talk a little bit about 7A this year. I thought last year, Wheeler had an incredible team. They ended up going unbeaten in the state, but what's your sense, just all the turnover and all the great teams in 7A?
I think everybody's still trying to figure it out. You have a lot of teams that are meeting some expectations. You have some teams that are exceeding some expectations right now through 4 or 5 ball games. It's just one of those things where, again, like we said a few minutes ago, I think everybody by middle of December will have a much better idea of where everybody is. But, 7A basketball is some of the best in the country. You can put our top, 7 to 10 teams in 7A versus, anybody in the country, year in, year out. So it's a big challenge, and it's something that we always look forward to as you get closer to the end of the season and playoffs.
Awesome. I really appreciate the time. That Norcross basketball brand, it definitely extends boys and girls. You guys have been outstanding. We look forward to it. We'll be back for more on the other side.
Welcome to today's segment of Talking Trades. I'm Ashley Rose, joined by Steve Langley with the sheet metal workers. Now, Steve, talk a little bit about the apprenticeship program, the benefits that these kids get.
So with apprenticeship, you work all day, you go to school once a week, and you get paid during the day, and then it doesn't cost you anything to go to school. So you're never going to accumulate any debt. It's free for you to go. If you go to a trade school or a college, then you're going to accumulate debt, and you're going to have to pay that off one of these days. It's just a great career choice to go through a union apprenticeship and have a career in your life.
That's amazing. And now, so many people that we've talked to, they get into the trades and they never leave. You've been here for 33 years, so talk about the longevity of SMART and what you attribute to staying around for so long.
So a union is a brother sisterhood, and the members, even after you retire, you can retain your membership. You pay retirees membership, and we have members that's been in Local 85 for 70 years, and they get a pin and plaque from the International. You get them every 10 years, but they got 70-year plaques.
That's amazing. Now, looking back with your time, with your 33 years, what's one piece of advice you give to somebody who's making the decision to join the trades, or that is just joining for the first time?
Well, being a union sheet metal worker, like I said, it's a brother sisterhood. We have meetings, we have picnics, we have things. It's more, and it's a career. It's not just a job. So, you have a better life, and we look after you and your family.
And how do you feel like the apprenticeship program will help somebody who's right out of high school? They're very impressionable, they're a very young age, just set them up for success throughout life.
So every apprentice is going to learn, how to weld. They're going to have to learn how to lay out ductwork. They're going to learn the basics, and then they could go into test and balance, where you balance the rooms of a building. You go into some places it's cold in one room, hot in the other. Well, that's what a union test and balance does. We also have office jobs like CAD layout, where you do the layout of the blueprints and stuff. There's all different aspects of sheet metal.
It's amazing. It can be hands-on, it can be behind the computer, whatever you really want to make it.
Yeah, people, some people don't like to sit behind desks. They like to be working with their hands, so that's a field job. We have tenant work, where you go into an occupied space and do stuff. It's all different things that you can do.
Absolutely, so much. Well, Steve, thanks so much for joining us today. If you want to find out more, as always, you can go to smart85.org. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, welcome back, guys. So before this second half gets back underway, let's talk a little bit of football. We're at that time. I think it's going to be really exciting to have the games back at the bins. But Najee, I want to ask you, what do you think the theme of this season has been? Has it been the quarterbacks? Has it been the resurgence of teams like Savannah? What has just stuck out to you?
If I had to say, I think it's definitely quarterback play. If you look at most of the teams that are in it, they're led by good quarterback play. If you go to the Walton Milton, two great quarterbacks. You mentioned the ACC matchup. You go to 6A, really great quarterbacks. Well, Landon Walker, is having a great season. He had that big-time touchdown throw against Douglas County, lead them to victory. I think it's really led by that. I got to say this, too. I think the resurgence of the defenses. You've seen it at the Thomas County game, right? Being able to step up big. We don't always see those. And maybe the emergence of the wing team.
Yeah, I think there was definitely a theme to have Camden come back and these hard-nosed running football teams that can control the possession. What do you think about Class 4A, though? You got Benedictine getting upset, one of the defending champs we thought would be in it, Stockbridge, a team that is searching to get that state title. What do you think that win meant for Stockbridge, and what do you think their chances are against Perry?
I think that goes to show kind of what they were building. The coach mentioned it after their post game of kind of what they want to build. They're just getting so close. Just a culmination, everything coming together. That is an impressive win. You go beat a team that has a 5-star quarterback in Luke Kromenhog, a good running back in Bryce Baker that had 156 yards and 4 touchdowns in the last game. That's a very impressive. Now, Perry, you can't sleep on Perry. You talk to their head coach. They got a really good win on the road against Stars Mill, who I had actually winning that game, but they did a good job. It's going to be an intriguing matchup. I think you're going to see a lot of physicality. I think that's another theme I didn't mention. The physicality that we're seeing, I think you're going to see that in the state championships on all levels.
Absolutely, and I love all season long, I'm like, 680, you guys need to rank Stockbridge. They went under the radar because their losses. Colquitt County and Douglas County, they've won 12 straight now. But there's so many underrated players. Jaden Duke Scott, he had 35 touchdowns going into that game. So just talk about just the underrated players that are leading these finalists and getting to see them try to bring that state title home to their programs.
Yeah, I think you're seeing that a lot, right? On the defensive side of the ball, I mean, you can go so many levels, right? You can go Cedar Grove. I got really like the running back in Bo Walker, right? Defensively, they got it done, right? They beat a really good Calvary Day team. It's a lot of finalists you can say that are really stepping up big. Milton, Luke Nickel, right? If you go to 5A, Creekside, who thought they would be there? Roger McCreary, Travis Terrell, some really great players on both sides of the ball, and they really shut down and limited a good Jefferson team.
Yeah, we'll be talking these matchups all next week, but I'll let you guys get back to this one. What do you think, what were just your takeaways from that first half, and who do you think is going to pull away?
In which game?
This game right here.
Oh, this one right here? I mean, it's been great. I think if you're Baldwin, you got to get the ball to the post. You got to get the Cassidy Neal and Janae Walker and then pass out of it, create some pick and rolls. But I think a great defensive game between both teams. Both can play the ball really, really well. You're seeing great pressure. I like what Norcross did at the end of the first half, getting a little bit of a full court press, kind of creating some issues for Baldwin. And then immediately they got Madison Ruff back in the game, their point guard, who she could do a little bit of everything, offensively and defensively. But a great game between both teams.
I thought Norcross did a good job of crashing the boards, getting some points, and kind of countering that size. I know Baldwin dealt with an injury in that first half, but what do you think of Madison Ruff, the way she stepped up defensively?
I think she's phenomenal. I mean, I think defensively she's kind of your anchor, right? She can do a little bit of everything. Defensively, she can switch, right? She can guard, she can create turnovers and steals. And I think offensively, she can push the pace and push the tempo, allow for easy baskets. You've seen a little bit of pick and pop game with her, and a little bit in Janae Walker getting the easy mid-range, her getting the mid-range after passing out of it. So a lot of things she could do well.
What I love about Norcross basketball is that recognition, that infamy, it's the boys and the girls. They're always rock solid. I mentioned it at the break. One of the few programs where you can sweep titles at the highest level. So I'm excited about this second half.
Yep, and we'll be back on the other side and toss it to break real quick.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off. Safety violation. Unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Start of the third quarter here at Norcross, and the home team Blue Devils leading Baldwin 24-21. Game 3 of our GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Basketball Classic. Thanks for joining us today. Already today we saw River Ridge blow out Baldwin, or River Ridge blow out Brookwood. And then in our boys game we had West Forsyth over Lanier. And here's game 3. Game 4 will be the boys Norcross versus Douglas. Matt Stewart, Najee Wilkes, thanks for joining us. Half opens with Akins missing a 3 from the corner.
There we are right here, seeing Madison Ruff play the ball right here. See if they run a little pick and roll potentially with her and Walker.
Baldwin had 3 players score 7 points for their 21 total. Ruff 7, Walker 7, Neal 7 in that first half. There's a 3-pointer from the wing by Williams, and the rebound controlled by the Blue Devils. Akins long lead pass to Seide, and then gets it back.
Good passing right here. Wow. Couldn't handle the pass. Now the open 3 for Akins.
Missed the shot off the iron, and here comes Baldwin. Down 3, very much still in this game. Got to get some offense going from some players other than the big 3. They call them the big 3, and they certainly do produce a lot of their offense and most of it. But got to get something, a few contributions from somewhere else.
Definitely. Pass nearly stolen, and it looks like it is right there. Trying to get the ball to Walker. Great job right there getting the deflection for Atkins.
There's Akins in the paint. Tried to dish it in the paint. Knocked out of bounds by Baldwin. I think that was Pascal who knocked it out of bounds.
Good job not allowing the easy pass right there.
Coach Clanton on the sideline. Their team bouncing back quickly from a huge win last night at their region opener, 68-23. Pull up inside the arc, and the miss by Peterson. They get it back.
It's a good rebound right there from Justice Fitzgerald. Again, averaging that double-double. She's creating more opportunities for Norcross.
A lot of contact, no whistle. Norcross picks it up. 10 on the shot clock still. That's Peterson on the dribble. Ball goes to Akins with 5.
Good ball pressure, ball denial right there.
Working against Neal, and they give it up in a shot clock violation.
That is a textbook defensive possession. You don't get much better than that.
And in high school basketball, it is so hard. You have to defend for 35 seconds. It's not like the pro game, and it's a 24-second defense. It's a 35-second defense.
That's such a good point. I mean, you're defending for 11 more seconds, so that makes it definitely tough.
Not easily done. Here's a fast break opportunity, and layup attempt missed. Akins gets the rebound. Seide in the paint misses up close. Underneath,
what a play.
Back up and in by Fitzgerald.
She's already making her impact felt right here in the second half. Look at her right here. Missed the initial shot, but continue to stay there after Seide misses right there, crashing the boards. Getting the and one play right there. She's doing a good job right now. You see why she averages nearly 10 boards a game. Right now, so far in the second half, already got 2 offensive boards. That one leads to an and one opportunity.
And she's just now getting acclimated to the Norcross program. She's only been here about a month or so after transferring from Roswell. And now the 3-point play and a 6-point lead for Norcross.
She still haven't scored yet for Baldwin. As you mentioned, you got to find a way to get an easy basket, some offense going in the second half. That looks like a problem.
And it was. Madison Ruff was a steady ball handler that time. Got knocked off balance a little bit and shuffled her feet. She had a 25-point game against Campbell in their opener. 7 so far here today. Ball goes through the hands.
There we go.
Fast break opportunity for Baldwin, and Ruff got her man in the air, and Akins knocked it away.
Wow.
What great defense by Janiah Akins.
1-on-1 right there. That's what you call stopping the fast break and making it very, very tough for you.
She just plays every facet, every level of the game so well. Seide corner 3, rim out. Offensive rebound. Nobody boxed out, and they still missed it. Wow. Missed a golden opportunity right there. Valerie had an open look, and it rolled off the rim.
Missed 2 there. You had the open 3, one of your best shooters, your sharpshooter inside, and then couldn't get that to go. But good job by Norcross. They're moving the basketball and crashing the boards. That's their 3rd so far in this quarter.
Yeah, Baldwin scoreless for the first 3.5 minutes of this quarter.
Here we go. Nice drive.
Right on through, and the first points of the game for Williams. So that's what I was talking about. Got to get not a whole lot,
right,
but a little something else from some other players other than their quote-unquote big 3.
100% agree with that. Great mention by you, Matt. They're going to need that going forward, especially if they want to compete and contend where they want to be, the state championship. They got to get a little bit more contributions out of other players.
go. We're seeing that zone right now. Looks like good ball denial and pressure. Atkins finds open man again. There's Sidey.
Sidey misses the three. Ruff gets the rebound, and we'll have a foul called on Norcross.
And if you're the head coach for Norcross, if you're Ashley Klein, you got to feel good about the opportunities your offense is creating, right? A lot of open shots for the offense, just missing, and the way they're crashing the boards. I mean, there's a lot of things you can take away. I know she has to be very satisfied with that on the sideline right now.
That foul was called on Valerie. So a 4-point lead as Baldwin brings it across. A chance to get it down to 2 or 1 right here. They go inside for Walker, banks it up and in.
For number 5,
Janae Walker now with 9 points.
And I think if you're Baldwin, that's your best offense, right? Hitting the post with Walker and hitting Neal as well. Let her put the ball on the floor.
Walker's their leading scorer today. Thrown away. Opportunity to tie the game right here.
2-on-1 break.
On the break. Missed the layup. Great defense by Akins again. Just got her hand in there. No foul called. Disrupted the shot just enough. Back the other way. Wild and out of balance there. Missed the wild layup shot.
And you got 2 down. You got to push the tempo right here if you're Baldwin.
That was on that layup attempt a poor decision by Akins. You usually don't see that.
No.
And Sidey a blocking foul.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Akins right now, right? 2 possessions you've seen in the fast break for Baldwin in this quarter, and she's been able to get back, like you said, without fouling, been able to get her hands up and create tough shots. And she's been doing a magnificent job, not allowing any points on the other end. So, as you said, just a complete player.
Timeout called by Baldwin. That'll be their first. They have 4 remaining. Down 2 with 3:08 to play here in the third quarter. Matt Stewart, Najee Wilkins with you here. Game 3 of the Georgia Construction Careers.com. Corky Kell, Dave Hunter Basketball Classic. First ever event here after over 30 years of Corky Kell Football Classics. Branding and branching out to basketball now. And you can see the Georgia Elite Classic Showcase. Actually, this is going to be the event that they hold at Blessed Trinity coming up on December 10th and starting at 11 a.m. That's going to be the showcase. The Georgia Elite Classic All-Star Games will actually be played at the end of the month in Rome and be seen right here on Peachtree Sports Network. But you can go to the QR code right there and scan it yourself to win an opportunity to participate in the showcase. Ball comes out to Akins. Akins goes right through the defense. Again, a wild shot as she draws the foul. You got to wonder a little bit about a fatigue factor. She looks a little tired out there.
You're right.
They did play last night, so this is a quick turnaround for them. This is their second game in about 18 hours.
Yeah, and she's one of their senior guards. They also have Cameron Lucas as well at the guard spot. But like you said, playing a lot of minutes and got to feel a little bit of fatigue, especially off the game last night and having to play this afternoon as well.
Markeisha Lancaster checks back in for the Blue Devils, and Sidey goes to the bench. And Akins completes the second of the 2 free throws. Just seeing a little fatigue in her game here in the second half that perhaps we did not see in the first.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I think a lot of that has to do with, too, just her defensive presence as well in the fast break, running back and not allowing easy baskets for the opposing team.
Walker, I believe she committed the foul coming over. They're going to call that a jump ball, so that's a break for Baldwin. I thought they could have called a foul right there.
And I think a good job with Baldwin right here. You're going to see they're going to give it to Neal right here. She tries to get it inside. Good defense by Fitzgerald again and getting the board. Walker coming in and getting it. But I think they're doing a good job of just staying in this game. You know, some of it hasn't went their way so far. Struggling this quarter, only 4 points, but they're just hanging around.
Ruff tries a reverse layup too far underneath the basket, and now a foul is called on Baldwin. So that's going to go against Ruff, and that's going to be number 1 on her. That'll be the third team foul on Baldwin in the quarter.
It looks like Denasia Canny is coming in now for Ruff. So we've seen that in the first half, Matt, kind of them struggle a little bit with ball handling and turnovers after Ruff subbed out. So let's see if they're able to kind of keep the ship above water here.
And they have not played since the Friday after Thanksgiving. That was their one loss of the season to St. Francis. Norcross gets it back. A little sloppy with the basketball right there. Skip pass. Another skip pass. Trying to get that defense off balance. And a foul contact here. It's going to go against Norcross. And that's going to be Lancaster.
Yeah, and I think, too, you see on the sideline right there, Seide's actually being tended to right now on the training table as well. If you look to the left, probably just getting a little stitched up there, probably, those rug burns.
Yeah, it looks like there might have been a little nick or a cut. 3-point lead for Norcross. Baldwin again, a possession with a chance to tie if they can get a three. Great defense there, however, by Peterson.
Yeah, two really stout defensive teams. And you're seeing it in the score. Buckets are tough to come by. You got to really push it in transition.
Akins pulls up in the paint. Shot an air ball. Again, she saves it, however.
Wow.
Just out-hustles everybody to the loose ball.
And here she is, open three right now.
She was burying no shots in the first half, and she hits it here in the second for a 4-point play opportunity.
She is built different. Man, oh man. She's standing. Look at this right here. I mean, just what she's doing is incredible, right? Hits the three-point shot, gets fouled right before that, right? She misses the air balls, gets her own rebound, and then converts the N1 opportunity.
Hits the free throw. She has scored 18 of the Blue Devils' 32 today. And Norcross has a 7-point lead as we approach the final minute of the third quarter.
And she has matched her season average of points per game.
Offensive foul away from the ball.
Offensive foul is called. That's number 5.
That's Janae Walker. That's going to be number 3 on her. So foul trouble mounting there for Walker, arguably their top player. The Hype South All-Middle Georgia Player of the Year as a sophomore last year.
That's 4. They're going to have to sub her out. It's not good for Baldwin.
No, not at all. One of the top players in the state, certainly maybe the top player in Middle Georgia, the coach's daughter. And she's going to have to go to the bench with 4 personal fouls. And now the question becomes for her mother and Coach Kizzy Walker, how long do you hold her out before you get her back in this game? You're already down 8 now, your largest deficit of the game.
That's such a good question. I think coaches grapple with this a lot. But if I'm Coach Kizzy Walker, you definitely want your best players on the field, or on the court, I would probably sub her in about the 4-minute mark in this game. I mean, it's tough. I mean, she's your offense, part of the big three, as you mentioned, Matt. They're going to need her.
And a foul's going to be called on Baldwin there, coming over the back. And that's going to be against Onasia Canny, who had just checked into the game. And the fouls are mounting quickly here for Baldwin in this third quarter.
Looks like we're going to have Ruff stepping back in as well, so try to give them a little bit of offense and defense as well.
So Norcross shooting the bonus here in the third quarter.
Yeah, just a good quarter for Norcross, right? Hitting the boards really hard, not giving up on possessions. I think the standout for me so far is what Akins has been doing defensively, right? You had a couple fast breaks where, Baldwin could have went up. She stayed back and didn't foul, and then now on the offensive side of the ball, getting those boards and now creating some free throw opportunities.
Norcross has outscored Baldwin 10-4 in the quarter and opened up a 9-point lead. This could be the story of the game right here, what has transpired in this third quarter.
And now you're seeing that ball pressure yet again.
Under a minute to play in the quarter. Kind of get the feeling Baldwin would like to get this quarter over with and get to the bench. Underneath the great ball movement and the assist by Neal, and the basket coming underneath.
I think if you're Coach Kizzy Walker, right, obviously you play through Janae Walker, but you got to consider putting the ball in Cassie Neal's hands, letting her create off the dribble. She just does a good job of that. Not just scoring, but creating opportunities for others. You've seen it on that play.
That was freshman center Suri Clark scoring her first points of the game in her first minutes of the game. Akins taking over.
That's 20.
Yeah. It looks like she's gotten her second win now, playing with a new energy here late in the third quarter. Ruff pulls up, air ball underneath. And that's Suri Clark again. You can see Suri Clark, and they're very high on her. Just a 9th grader. But you can see she's bringing an energy to the game that they hadn't seen for a while.
What I like about her, too, is she has some really good size, right? And these minutes that she's providing is very valuable, especially with Janae Walker in foul trouble. And I think she's going to be one kind of a story to watch throughout the season, right? They're going to need those bigs to sub in and out sometimes when, they get tired. And if she can provide these valuable minutes, she very well may see herself more on the floor.
Yeah, Suri Clark, she's got great size and length as Valerie goes to the bench.
Yeah, she's averaging 6 points and 6.8 rebounds. Good presence, good depth piece right now for Norcross.
So Clark got one of the two. It's an 8-point lead. Coming back the other way, Aikens.
Wow.
And
guess who's there for the block?
Blocked. And Aikens comes up grabbing her hip. But it was Clark, the freshman, who's giving him a little something here late in this third quarter as we head to the fourth. A 36-28 lead for Norcross as we head to the final period.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Basketball Classic is sponsored by the Try for the GHSA State Title, Electric Georgia High School Football every Friday night. The Georgia Elite Classic, Georgia's largest all-star games. National Signing Day Frenzy, a celebration of Georgia high school football seniors. And by Score Atlanta, your source for Georgia high school sports.
Fourth quarter underway. Aikens on the dribble. Now an 8-point lead for Norcross. Matt Stewart, Najee Wilkins. And Najee, the big question here is, can Baldwin come back after a tough third quarter, and with Walker on the bench right now with 4 personal fouls?
I think they can. The thing is, they're going to have to rebound, right? Norcross is creating a lot of second chance opportunities on the board with Justice Fitzgerald. You see getting the board right there. Janiyah Aikens being able to get to the cup. But what I've really been impressed with at the end was Shuri Clark, right? Her block right there, preventing points at the end when Aikens is starting to heat up. If she can continue to provide those valuable minutes, I think, they have a chance. But they got to cut this lead before they get Walker back at least to about 4 points, I think.
Well, Shuri Clark has really given them a spark since coming in here in the third quarter after Walker picked up that 4th personal foul. I'm no college talent evaluator, but that's a player right there. She's going to have a future in this game.
Definitely.
Got great size and length, athleticism. Love what I've seen from Shuri Clark.
Yes, play size of the ball, but let's see if they can get a little bit of an answer on Aikens right now. I think we've seen Sidey as well. She's in that corner right now. She's checked back into the game as well.
Inside, and a block foul is going to be called on Cassidy Neal.
Here's the replay right here. Good screen and roll right here. Looking to get right there to the cup. Good job playmaking right there. She's such a tough cover. It's like, do you step up and double her? If you do, she's going to find the outlet and find the open man.
So Cassidy Neal has 3 personal fouls as well. So you got Neal with 3. She's still on the floor. Walker with 4. She's on the bench right now. But for how much longer? Fitzgerald at the line. Gets the second free throw, and she has 6 today. Lead is 9. Been flirting with pushing it out to that double digits. You'd think it'd be tough for Baldwin to come back from double digits down in this final quarter.
Definitely. It looks like we got a foul right there on Sidey. It's like a blocking foul.
That'll be the first personal foul on Sidey, and that'll be the second team foul on Norcross in the quarter.
And I think in this quarter, early right now, you got to get the ball to the best players on your team, right? Ruff, Neal, find a way to get them involved.
We have a foul. It is away from the ball.
But that's the whole purpose right there. You see Neal fighting for position, right? And she's creating fouls.
So that's 3 team fouls, if I'm not mistaken, on Norcross in the opening 120 of this quarter. Ball comes inbound. Neal inside. Oh, just missed the opportunity at the and one.
And again, I think you're starting to see the frustration right there from these girls. That's 4 team fouls right now, Matt. And you see it. You got to get to your best players. Let her go to work on the post, create that traffic, create that foul, and an easy opportunity at the free throw line.
Well, Najee, that's a great way to get back in the ball game, is to get into the bonus and start shooting free throws early in the quarter. And they're getting close to that. Although the scoreboard says still 3 team. I thought that was 4.
I thought that was 4 as well.
Neal at the line, gets another.
It looks like we got Mariah Valerie actually subbing back in the game for Fitzgerald, so that's something to note as well.
So Neal now with 9, tied for team high honors with Walker. It's a 7-point game and a timeout called by Norcross.
Good job just switching up the defensive coverage right there. Again, I've really been impressed on both sides of the ball. Miss Ashley Clinton and also for head coach Walker, just being able to switch their coverages throughout this game defensively, right? Not running one stagnant coverage of a zone, but you're seeing ball press, you're seeing the full court press. You're seeing it by both teams.
Love the approaches of both of these head coaches. They run top-notch programs in their respective areas and classifications. In 7A, playing highest level, Norcross and Coach Kizzy Walker, one of the all-time greats to come through the Baldwin program, and now the coach at her alma mater, doing a fabulous job. Got a challenge for her here in this fourth quarter, down 7 on the road against a team that's maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit longer, maybe a little bit faster.
Yeah, she's a top-tier coach, though. What she's able to do with the talent that they have on the team and get them competing at a high level, she does a great job.
Going to go to the full-court press here.
Let's see if they can create any turnovers. You see Norcross had success on the other side of this.
When in doubt, give the ball to Akins.
Can't go wrong there.
Peterson taking a 3. That's an early shot clock 3 right there, and the ball goes to Baldwin.
And I think if you're Baldwin defensively really quick, you got to get the ball out of Akins' hands. You got to make somebody else beat you.
Hey, Najee, what's your thoughts on that? Because that was an early shot clock 3, but it was a good look 3.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I think if you're obviously early shot clock, but if you're getting like this right here, good opening right there from Akins. But I think if you're getting the open look and it's not a forced shot, I think you live with the results there.
Man, Akins dropping the dime right there to Seide, who now has 8, and it's a 9-point lead for Norcross again.
Yeah, right now for ball, when you just want to tread water, stay in the game.
Ball goes to Neal, muscles it up there, gets her own miss, pushes people out of the way with her body. The follow by Clark. There's that freshman, Surrey Clark again. Right place, right time.
As you said, Matt, that is a ball player.
I expect to see her on the recruiting radars in the not-too-distant future. Inside, though, breakdown on defense, but missed the bunny.
Wow.
Lancaster had a bunny and missed it.
Great job creating yet again by Atkins. Defense is kind of coming to her. She does a great job with just, finding the open man yet again.
The thing, if you're Norcross, though, and you got Akins in your back pocket, if it gets tight,
you know where you're going.
You know where the ball's going.
Yes.
I mean, there's no question. You don't have to sit there and think about it too much. You know the ball is going to go to her. And what a great comfort that is for this Norcross program that won 29 games out of 32 a year ago.
Norcross defensively making it tough right now. Hard to find a look.
Clark, the turnaround. A little bit of a wild shot right there. Probably could have gotten something a little better. Collision, friendly fire, and now you got a 5-on-3. And Akins takes advantage of it with the layup, and it's a double-digit lead. Oh, nope, still 9. It's 41-32.
Great job right there from Akins, just pushing the ball in transition, getting to the cup. Easy basket right there.
She has 22 of their 41 today.
Incredible. I mean, As you mentioned, the full complete package, she can do it all. She can shoot the three, she can get to the paint, she can shoot from mid-range, she can create opportunities offensively for others. She's just a great all-around player. We talked about what she was doing defensively in the third quarter, now allowing those easy possessions from Baldwin, so she's doing a good job.
It's a fun watch. I don't care what level you're talking about, whether it's girls basketball in the state of Georgia or it's the NBA or it's the Olympics. When you've got a player that can take the game over and really just kind of control the game, and instead of the game dictating to that player how it goes, that player dictates to the game how it's going to go. It's a fun thing to watch.
It definitely is. I think a lot of times you see things lost now. It's one player, ball dominant, got to create all the offense. But you're seeing it's a flow to it. It's an effortless flow with her, right? It's not forcing anything. It's just ball's in her hands. You know what's going to go in her hands, but she's just creating for everybody. I mean, you love to see that. Sometimes you see in the NBA, as you mentioned, the ball just stays with one person. It's not that. This ball is moving, creating open opportunities for the sharpshooter society in the paint with Fitzgerald. Doing a great job.
Yeah. Game comes to her, and she more than gets her own, right?
Yes, 100%.
41-32, Norcross on top. Long three-pointer, and rebound controlled by Norcross. It's going to be very tough for Baldwin if they can't hit some outside shots.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that you're going to see as a storyline for them going forward throughout this season. Their head coach even mentioned it, just kind of, being able to find the shooting outside of that big three. And you're seeing it kind of in this game. You did have Williams hit a shot, but they're going to need to find more shooting outside of the big three to be able to help them this year.
Clock goes under 4 here in the ball game. Norcross kind of in control since grabbing the momentum in the third quarter. It was a 24-21 three-point lead for Norcross at halftime. Akins gets it back. Scoop shot up and in.
Yeah, I think if you're Coach Walker, you got to think about subbing in Janae Walker right now. They're getting a little bit too much paint penetration right now and getting easy buckets with Akins. She's up to, I believe, 24 points now.
24 of their 43. Just been fabulous. And you could see the frustration on Neal's shoulders when she had Akins drive by her. Her shoulders just slumped because it's great frustration. Blocked shot by Akins out there at three-point range. What is it that she can't do? She just blocked a shot at the three-point line.
I mean, she's doing it all. I mean, look at the replay right here. Get out the hands. Look, boom. Get her hands up. All ball. Not an easy look for Madison Ruff. I mean,
and you talk about closing out. I mean, she closed out fast on that. Ruff thought she had an open three.
Yeah, she closed out quick. You're going to see Neal get a little bit of a rest right now. Probably needs it. And you're going to see some other players come in. Walker's back in now, so good to see for the Baldwin Braves, right? They need the kind of star big men to be able to kind of get some possessions. But 11-point lead,
yeah,
they're running down.
Yeah, they're running out of time. Got to find some magic. It's going to be hard, like we said, end of the game. You know who's going to have their hands on the ball. It's going to be Akins. She's going to go to the line. And you know what she's going to do at the line? She's going to hit her free throws because that's what star players do.
Exactly.
Since number 23, Janiah Akins to the line, shooting 2.
My goodness, she's got to be a leading candidate for State Player of the Year going forward into the 2024 portion of this season. We're just getting started. I mean, region schedules are just now tipping off. We got a long way to go to March.
Yeah, and then they got they're going to be at Myrtle Beach actually around Christmas time. They're going to have their tournament there, talk to their head coach. So playing some good basketball. I think Norcross is one of the more complete teams you'll see. I mean, they're siding with the steal.
Yeah, Akins gets the lead pass from Sidey. Spin move, dishes it up and in.
With the English. Wow, what a play. That's 28 points, excuse me.
What a performance by Janiah Akins today. Putting on an absolute show.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right, Matt. That is a leading candidate for State Player of the Year. I mean,
Walker gets to double figures with that putback, but it's going to be too little too late for Baldwin.
Yeah, that fourth foul really hurt. She had to sit most of the fourth quarter. And then I think another underrated part we don't talk about enough with Walker, just her paint presence, right? Her ability to be able to kind of make that difference.
The drive, high off the glass and the miss will have a tie-up, and the possession arrow points in favor of Norcross. So the Lady Blue Devils about to win their 6th in a row and improve to 6-1 on the season, ranked number 3 in the Score Atlanta 7A Girls Top 10, and Baldwin's going to drop to 4-2.
Yeah, but I think this was a good test for Baldwin. As I talked to their coach, he mentioned just playing that non-region schedule, right? You're playing a team that made it to the state runner-up. This is just going to be a good game. You can go back to film. You saw what you did well in the first half, and you're going to be able to build on things like this and playing top-tier competition.
Yeah, Baldwin's got their region opener coming up on Tuesday night, Region 2 4A against the Perry Panthers. And how about Perry getting to the state championship game in football?
Right.
And they'll be playing Stockbridge for the state championship on December 12th at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
So some exciting times in some of these schools where they have not typically gotten to the state championship game. Perry, Stockbridge, some teams like that. Going to be fun to watch those guys play for the state title in a couple of weeks. And Aikens misses, had a chance for a 30-point game right there, a 30-piece right there, but missed the 3. Ruff goes all the way. Shot blocked hard by Justice Fitzgerald. She brings
a lot.
physicality.
Yes, she does.
She really does. That's a great addition to this Norcross program, the transfer from Roswell.
Yeah.
She's an enforcer.
She is, on both sides. And I think, as you mentioned, just her ability to rebound the basketball, like, that's going to go a long way. Like, we know the ball is going to be in the hands of Atkins, but when you're able to get more possessions, and that's what she provides, that's going to help. You don't want to give number 23 too many more possessions than what she's already getting. So that's going to help out a lot.
So Madison Ruff at the foul line, stuck at 7. She had 7 at halftime, scoreless in the second half until now.
And back to that point, Matt, you got to attribute that a lot to Aikens and her defensive presence, because she had a couple of those fast breaks. She was right there, right? That shot at the corner, left side of the corner 3, right? Since she blocks the shot, so she's made it tough.
Second attempt is good.
So Ruff hits them both. Aikens brings it across. They're trying to foul her. And so it's always an interesting decision when you foul. I mean, you're down 11. You're right there on the cusp. You really probably don't have much of a shot. Your only chance is for players to go to the foul line and just totally miss them all. And, of course, Aikens is the most unlikely candidate for that to happen.
Don't want to foul her.
Yeah. But she's going to have her hands on the basketball late in the game for that exact purpose, because she's not going to miss her free throws.
Exactly.
She's now 29. This will be for 30 if she can get it.
And there is, almost jinxed. It looked like I jinxed there. I was about to say, that's the 30 piece right there.
Almost got it. What an outstanding performance. She'll get the honor of talking to Craig Sager coming up here at the end of the game.
Yes. Good hustle right there from Baldwin, keeping the ball alive.
Ball goes to Walker for an uncontested layup.
Looks like Norcross is a little bit confused there.
Well, we got something going on here in the arena that's distracting everybody. Might be, I don't know. I don't want to speculate as to what's going on, but perhaps a kerfuffle.
Definitely don't want to see that.
It looks like cooler heads are prevailing over here across the way from us.
Yeah.
Let's see some sportsmanship, not only on the basketball court, but in the stands. Sometimes it's easier to see sportsmanship on the floor than in the stands.
That's a good point. Hopefully everything is good and is settling out. You definitely don't want to see that. You know, great event we're putting on today. You know, want to keep cool heads.
So that's brought the action on the floor to a halt, unfortunately. With Norcross leading by 10 with 48 seconds to play in this one. We have one more game to come. And you see some of the players smiling. There's a good, strong likelihood that somebody down there in uniform knows what's some of the people involved in this.
Yeah.
Still hard to tell exactly what happened. But anyway, hopefully we're going to get back to basketball here soon. And the officials bring the players back on the floor. As the PA announcer says, let's put the focus back on the young people on the court, and I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yeah, that's what matters most right here. All right, back to action.
Ball comes into Sidey, and a foul in the backcourt, and that's going to put Candace Peterson at the line. 45 seconds to go in this one. Stick around, one more game to go. Najee going to be right here with me for this great boys matchup between the Norcross Blue Devils and the Douglas Astros and their exciting McKell twins.
Yeah.
They're going to be a fun watch.
They got some guys, the McKell twins, R.J. Weingartner, the kind of sharpshooters, Jack Army Swiss knife that they can use all over the field, all over the court, excuse me. I'm so used to football.
And of course, Norcross is Norcross. You saw Coach McMillan's interview with Craig Sager.
It's a team, I think, that's, they graduated 5 seniors, right? They're kind of trying to find their way, right? It's still early in the season. They're 2-3, 1-2 straight. It's going to take some time to figure everything out.
Ruff on the drive and off the iron. Rebound pulled down by Norcross, and another foul. And at some point, we'll see if Coach Walker calls things off here and stops the fouling. It's a strategy.
Yeah.
But at some point, you got to accept reality. It's an 11-point lead with 37 seconds to go.
At the line, number 20.
And here's Valerie at the line.
Valerie.
She's made some big strides this year in her junior season as a sophomore. Was not a big scorer for them. Going to be kind of a mid-range scorer for them this year. Missed both free throws.
Yeah, I think she contributes a lot. Nice
Long
pass.
leak-out pass and the miss by Pascal. And that should do it. And they foul Akins again, which is going to give her a chance to get to 30.
Get that 30 piece that you were mentioning.
The lone remaining drama right there.
Yeah, you see the smile on her face. She's just having a great game. I mean, she's a complete package, complete player. I believe she is committed to Mercer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Mercer Bears.
Getting the great guard.
First attempt is good.
Yeah, she's one of those players. I mean, we've seen kind of the players that come through Norcross, right? De'Erica Hamby, Shayla Cooper, Diamond DeShields. I mean, you can almost add her to another great list of great players that come through this program.
And Mercer, of course, a great mid-major program in the state of Georgia.
Ball out of bounds goes to Norcross.
18 seconds left, 51-38. And they foul her again.
Yeah, I think they're they're just adding
Foul call on number 14 of Baldwin.
it's prolonging the game at this point.
Yeah. And it's a 13-point lead with 15 seconds to go. There's really no path to victory here.
No.
So Akins back at the line. He gets the point right there. What a performance by Akins today. And that rolls off the rim, and we should have one final possession here, barring another foul. Ruff, pump fake.
There's Walker.
Walker takes a three. Battle for the rebound, ends up underneath. Neal sticks it in for the final points of the game. And Norcross, a 52-40 victory as the Lady Blue Devils improved to 6-1 on the season, and Baldwin drops to 4-2. And how about Janiah Akins as she goes for 30 in this game? An absolute star today.
Yes, she was.
And a big win for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, she's unequivocally their best player. They got a lot to look forward to, this Norcross team. A well-coached team by Coach Clinton, and they can do a little bit of everything. I think I was most impressed about. Play very good defense as well.
State runners-up last year, on their way to maybe getting to another deep run in the state playoffs. That's kind of unexpected with this Norcross program. 12-point win for the Blue Devils. We'll step aside and get ready for our fourth and final game of the day in a moment.
I'll go in the middle. Sorry. There we go. All right, welcome back, guys. We're live from Norcross. Game 3's in the books. The Norcross Lady Blue Devils get a 51-40 victory. Coach Clanton, I thought it was a great win defensively. You guys didn't beat yourselves either. What did you see just from the execution?
Yeah, I thought, they had the two big kids inside that are a handful, and I thought our kids did a nice job of sticking to a game plan, and even when things got tough, kind of seeing it through. So we were proud of them. It's a big game. It's a big win for us because they are such a great team.
And then when you guys are crashing the boards, getting second chances, and then giving the ball to Janiyah, it looks like you guys are pretty good.
Yeah, we've been working on kind of relaxing and shooting the ball. We've got good shooters. We've got good scorers. We've been a little anxious so far this season, and I think today we finally settled in and started knocking stuff down.
Yeah, but let's go over to our MVP real quick.